Well, Gareth has a visual effects background, so he doesn't really need a great deal of education about how and where you need to use visual effects. It's mostly the subject matter itself that dictates the use of visual effects. There are many places where a setting is something that can't be entirely created practically, or it's too big or too expensive, and you need various methods for synthesizing that imagery. Since we were going to be building a great many assets of various kinds, spaceships and other bits of hardware, we wanted to make a digital version of the model kit library so that we could take a similar process and hopefully the aesthetic would be continuous across the films that way. So rather than when somebody's building a spaceship, they're building every little nut and bolt on the ship. The idea was that if we built digital models of a lot of those original kit pieces, the artillery pieces, the tanks, the F1 race car engines, if we built a lot of those same pieces and had digital versions of those, then when the modelers are building, they can be selecting from those pieces, fitting them into the model, and the hope is that we are preserving that same aesthetic. Well, one of the things we're doing with the LED screen is in a couple of cases, we're trying to get shots complete in camera that would otherwise be visual effect shots. So for example, we have a ship called the Ewing that's coming in to land on Edu, and it's relatively dark, sort of a dark twilight, and it's raining and there's lightning flashes that are occurring in the sky around them. And our hope is that the graphics that we've prepared to play back on the LED screen, in addition to having some practical effects, some rain hitting the windshield, wind blowing that, and the lightning flashes going on, will allow us to get a number of those angles complete in camera. Trying to make as much of this practical as we can. We had a great many costumed extras, wonderful creature work by Neil Scanlon's crew. So we're really trying to keep as much of that in camera as we can. We definitely see off the top of the set at times. So there'll be the addition of the skyline. There's meant to be a Star Destroyer that is hovering over the city as part of the occupation. So whenever that comes into frame, that'll be us. They're meant to be ATSTs, the two-legged Imperial walkers, are patrolling the city, so we'll see those occasionally in the background. Well, K2SO came from the idea of, in the Star Wars universe, your small group of experts with complementary skills that come together to do an amazing mission can extend to physical diversity. So having one of the members of your team be a droid, that you can use that droid for the things that a human being can't do. In a way, he's kind of the anti-C3PO. And where C3PO has got all these remarkable capabilities, he's really only used for comic relief in the original films. But I kept thinking, yeah, but he's potentially a very cool character and very useful on a mission like this, where he can speak 6 million forms of communication. He's able to instantly calculate the odds of success of multiple different logistic possibilities, can imitate any voice, can carry on multiple electronic conversations simultaneously. There are all these things that you could use a droid for that a human being can't do, and that's why you want to have someone with those capabilities as part of your team.